If you play Clash Royale, you already know the laugh. That hey 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 sound that comes from the King's laughing emote is one of the most iconic noises in the game. It is the kind of sound that either makes you chuckle or makes you want to throw your phone across the room. The meme side of it is even bigger. Players take that hey hey ha clip and drop it over gameplay moments that are absolutely tragic. Maybe someone misplaces a troop and loses a tower, or maybe they spend all their elixir and watch a balloon stroll right into their king's tower. The laugh plays and the whole moment becomes comedy. It is almost like the game is mocking you directly. The crazy part is that the laugh is so recognizable that even people who do not play Clash Royale sometimes recognize it online. The meme has grown into a symbol of humiliation and mockery, and yet players still love to use it. If you're the one spamming the laugh, it feels great. If you're on the receiving end, it feels like salt on the wound. That mix is why the hey 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 sound is everywhere. Overleveled Mega Knight. The Mega Knight is already a scary card in Clash Royale. He jumps into the arena with that huge slam and wipes out troops instantly. Now imagine that card being 4 or 5 levels higher than your entire deck. That is where the overleveled Mega Knight meme comes from. Players in lower and mid trophy ranges run into this monster all the time. Their troops are underleveled and suddenly they have to deal with a Mega Knight that feels like a raid boss. The joke writes itself because the matchup feels unfair. Screenshots of Mega Knights at max level facing off against tiny level 9 skeletons make the rounds online, and it always looks ridiculous. The meme exaggerates this feeling of hopelessness. People joke about dropping their phone or quitting the game whenever they see it. In truth, the Mega Knight can be countered with the right cards and some patience, but that does not stop the meme from living on. The overleveled Mega Knight is the perfect image of imbalanced frustration and comedy. It reminds everyone of that one match where they felt like they were fighting an unstoppable giant. Logbait is unbeatable. Logbait decks are one of those archetypes in Clash Royale that create instant memes. The concept is simple. You play cards that force the opponent to use their small spell early and then punish them when they no longer have it. The classic example is forcing out their log and then dropping Goblin Barrel so they have no counter left. It sounds clever when you describe it, but when you are on the receiving end, it feels downright evil. That is why the meme Logbait is unbeatable is everywhere. Players online joke that no matter what deck they bring, they will always lose to Logbait. People make videos showing themselves throwing out random counters and still getting punished. Others exaggerate by calling Logbait a scam deck or the most unfair thing ever created. The truth is that Logbait has counters and plenty of them, but when it works well, it feels like you are trapped in quicksand. That emotional frustration is what fuels the meme. It is not just a deck, it is a cultural villain inside Clash Royale. And the internet has made sure to never let anyone forget it. Positive elixir trade. If you have spent even a little time around Clash Royale players, you have heard the phrase positive elixir trade. In theory, it is a smart way to describe getting more value out of a play. You use a cheaper card to counter a more expensive one, and you save elixir while also stopping the push. Problem is that the meme version has flipped the meaning upside down. Now people say positive elixir trade when the play is obviously bad. Imagine using a 7 elixir PEKKA to kill a 3 elixir knight, and then patting yourself on the back for saving the tower. That is not smart play, but the internet makes it comedy by calling it a genius move. Clips and memes spread showing players bragging about their trade while their towers are being destroyed. It is satire and self-awareness rolled together because everyone has at least once made a horrible trade, and then tried to convince themselves it was not that bad. The meme works because it takes an actual strategy concept and turns it into a punchline that exposes just how delusional players can be when they are losing. The thanks spam. The thanks emote is one of the most passive-aggressive features in Clash Royale, and it has been a meme since the moment it was added. On its own, the emote looks polite. A smiling king raises his hand as if to say thank you. But when spammed during or after a game, it feels like mockery at its purest form. If you make a mistake or if your opponent gets a lucky win, you can expect them to hit you with 10 rapid fire. Thanks emotes. The message is not gratitude at all. It is sarcasm, and every player understands it instantly. The meme side comes from the way players exaggerate this behavior. People post clips of spamming thanks while completely destroying their opponent, or screenshots of chat filled with nothing but thanks. It is the universal code for saying I outplayed you, even when that is not the case. The funniest part is that some players get so tilted by the spam that they actually lose focus. In that way, the thanks meme is not only comedy, but also a psychological weapon inside the game. Hog Rider has no brain. Hog Rider is one of the most beloved cards in Clash Royale, and also one of the funniest when it comes to memes. His job is simple: drop him on the field and he charges straight to the enemy tower, ignoring almost everything else. That single-minded behavior has created the famous meme that Hog Rider has no brain. You will see drawings of him with an empty skull or videos where he runs past an army of troops just to smack the tower once. It is hilarious because it is true. Hog Rider does not care if there are skeletons, giants, or even an inferno tower in his path. He just shouts Hog Rider and charges forward. Players exaggerate this by acting like he is a caveman, with one single thought in his head. At the same time, it is part of why the card is so effective. That brainless determination makes him reliable and fun to use. The meme captures the essence of his design perfectly. He is not a thinker, he is a runner and a tower hitter. And that is why Hog Rider memes will never die. Elite Barbarians at the bridge. Few things in Clash Royale spark instant laughter and rage like Elite Barbarians dropped right at the bridge. Every player has faced it. You load into a match and before you even hit 2, Elixir, your opponent, slams down Elite Barbarians at the river with 0 backup. It is reckless, it is chaotic, and it has become a meme because of how often it happens. Players joke that this move is the definition of low skill. Sometimes it works if the defender panics or has no elixir saved up, but most times, the E-barbs run headfirst into a counter and disappear in seconds. The community calls it brainless gameplay, yet it shows up in almost every trophy range. Screenshots of people losing to bridge spam E-barbs fill Reddit, while others laugh about it in TikTok edits. The humor lies in how predictable it is. Everyone knows someone is going to try it, and everyone secretly hopes it fails in spectacular fashion. That mix of comedy and frustration is what made Elite Barbarians on the bridge one of Clash Royale's most enduring memes. Sneaky Golem. The Sneaky Golem meme is one of those beautiful disasters that makes Clash Royale so unpredictable. It's a deck and a joke at the same time. The whole idea behind it is to quietly drop a golem in the back when your opponent least expects it. Maybe they just use their main counter or they're low on elixir. You act chill, then boom, a massive rock beast starts marching down the lane while your opponent panics. It's called sneaky because no one expects it. You spend most of the match playing like you don't even have a golem in your deck, cycling light cards or defending passively. Then, out of nowhere, you drop a full golem at the bridge in double elixir and catch your opponent completely off guard. Players started calling it the sneaky golem after seeing clips of people placing it in weird positions or at the bridge out of nowhere. The camera zooms in and that dramatic music plays like some final boss just arrived. Sometimes the player even pretends to defend, then drops a surprise golem on the opposite lane and catches the opponent completely off guard. The result is chaos towers crumbling and chat exploding with laughter. The meme part comes from how ridiculous it looks when it actually works. It's one of those moments where you know it shouldn't have, but somehow it did. The Sneaky Golem represents that sweet mix of confidence, luck, and pure madness that makes Clash Royale the most entertaining game to lose your mind over. Placing a card one tile too far, ask any Clash Royale player about the most painful mistakes, and this one will come up. You line up a defense perfectly in your mind, then you drop the card one tile too far. Suddenly, the entire plan collapses. Maybe your tornado misses. Maybe your Tesla does not pull the Hog Rider. Maybe your Inferno Tower fails to drag the Giant. That single tile mistake can cost the entire match. The meme built around this is all about pure rage. Reaction images show players screaming or throwing their phones away just to capture the frustration. Videos slow down the placement in replay and then cut to disaster as the tower falls. The reason the meme works is because it is universal. No matter how skilled you are, everyone has slipped up like this. The card outline is tiny, the timer is ticking, and your finger moves half an inch wrong. The outcome is always disaster. It is a shared moment of pain turned into comedy. That is why memes about placing a card one tile too far will always make players laugh and cry at the same time. The King's Tower activating early few mistakes in Clash Royale feel worse than accidentally waking up the opponent's King's Tower too early. You drop a spell like Fireball, Arrows, or Tornado, and it clips the King's Tower by accident. Or you are trying to defend against a Miner or Goblin Barrel, and suddenly the King wakes up. The moment you see that little Crown Tower come alive, you feel pure regret. The meme around this is huge, because it is a shared panic. Once the King's Tower is active, it starts shooting at every troop you place, which makes pushing for damage so much harder. Memes show people clutching their head or crying as the King activates in the first minute of the game. The comedy lies in the fact that it is always preventable if you are careful, but players still mess it up in the heat of battle. Clips online show someone confidently playing their spell, then instantly realizing what they have done. The King's Tower lights up, the crowd laughs, and the player tilts. That wave of regret is why this mistake is forever immortalized in Clash Royale meme culture. Balloon Rage Quit. The balloon is one of those cards that can single-handedly end a match if it reaches the tower. The sound of its slow float is enough to make players nervous, but when it actually locks onto your tower, the panic sets in. The meme Balloon Rage Quit comes from that exact moment. You watch helplessly as the balloon drops its bombs and your tower's health melts away. By the time you kill it, your tower is either gone or hanging by a thread. Memes exaggerate this feeling of hopelessness. People post reaction clips of throwing their phones after seeing the balloon connect. It is funny because every player has had at least one match where they could not stop it no matter what. The balloon is not unstoppable, but when you are out of elixir or you misplace a defense, it feels like an unstoppable doom machine. The rage quit part of the meme captures that extreme frustration in a way that players everywhere can relate to. The Larry meme might just be one of the funniest and most chaotic moments in Clash Royale history. Although the name Larry was first recognized in Clash of Clans, in Clash Royale it all started with a viral clip showing a level 100 skeleton going up against a level 25 P.E.K.K.A. The absurd power difference and the dramatic music behind it turned the moment into pure comedy gold. Larry, a single skeleton who usually dies in one hit, somehow became a hero in this meme. Players started calling him a legend, saying things like Larry never dies or protect Larry at all costs. The video blew up with millions of views because it captured exactly what makes Clash Royale memes special. It took a normal card and gave it a personality. The skeleton army was no longer just a common troop. It was a squad led by the fearless Larry. Players started editing clips of Larry defeating impossible opponents or surviving spells that should have destroyed him. Even people who don't play Clash Royale recognize Larry as that one skeleton who somehow never gives up. Now, whenever someone drops skeletons on the battlefield, you'll hear jokes about Larry leading the charge. The meme turned a 1 elixir card into a cultural icon and proved once again that Clash Royale humor has no limits. Spawning the wrong card. Every Clash Royale player has experienced that heart-stopping moment when your finger slips and you drop the wrong card. You were about to place a defensive building to stop a hog rider, but instead you panic tap and spawn and golem in the corner. Your tower melts and you are left staring at the screen in disbelief. That exact experience is what created the spawning the wrong card meme. It is all about the anxiety and regret of fumbling in a game where every elixir point matters. The meme usually shows images of someone sweating or reaction clips of people screaming at themselves. Some players even exaggerate it by saying that their entire losing streak started from one misplaced card. It works because the mistake is so common. The placement grid is small, the match is fast-paced, and everyone has fat-fingered a card at the worst possible time. Instead of seeing it as only painful, the community flipped it into comedy. People laugh at their own fails and share them online, knowing others have gone through the same thing. This meme is relatable frustration at its finest. Sneaky Rocket. The Sneaky Rocket meme is one of those things that could only exist in lower arenas. It's chaotic, petty, and honestly, kind of hilarious. The idea is simple, but evil. Players bring a high-level rocket and pair it with low-level cards that cycle fast. Then, instead of trying to defend or push normally, they start flinging rockets straight at your king tower from the start. No setup, no strategy, just pure aerial bullying. You're there trying to build your push, and suddenly, boom, your tower's half gone, and you're wondering what just happened. That's the sneaky part. The meme grew because of how dramatic it looks. Rockets falling from the sky while the screen shakes and that over-the-top sound effect plays. Some clips even use that moody quote, "Dark night, only bullets shine on the glass," like it's a tragic love story between the rocket and your tower. It's pure meme poetry. People call sneaky rocket players unserious or lazy, but you can't lie, it works sometimes. It's frustrating, funny, and weirdly cinematic. You're not playing Clash Royale anymore. You're watching fireworks go off in slow motion while your tower cries for help. That mix of chaos and overconfidence made the meme blow up. It's not about winning smart. It's about winning loud and dramatic and leaving your opponent staring at their screen in disbelief. The Nerf Miner meme is one of the oldest inside jokes in Clash Royale history. It started way back when the Miner card first came out, and players couldn't stop complaining about how unfair it was. The Miner could be sent anywhere on the map and chip away at towers while dodging most defenses. People started crying for a nerf every other week. The funny part is, Supercell actually listened and kept tweaking the card over time, yet the community never stopped asking for more. Even when the Miner was clearly balanced, someone somewhere would still say, "Nerf Miner." It became such a running joke that Supercell itself started referencing it. Sometimes you'd see a tip on the loading screen saying things like "Miner nerfed," just to mess with players. That turned the whole thing into a meme. Whenever a player loses to a deck with Miner, they instantly blame the card instead of their own misplay. You'll see memes of players dramatically shouting "Nerf Miner" with their towers burning behind them, or joking about how the card somehow survived 20 nerfs and is still strong. The Nerf Miner meme is part of Clash Royale culture now. It shows how emotional the player base can be, and how humor keeps the community alive even when everyone is salty. It's proof that in Clash Royale, balance updates might change, but the memes never die.